Okay, Sagittarius, I'm going to give you a real helpful hint to save your whole week. And yes, this is based on astrology. Sagittarius, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. Please be sure to check out the extended reading that I hope you guys will join me for. The link is right in the description box below, and I will also pin it to the top of the comment section. Or you can join the Unbound membership and not have to worry about any of that shit because you'll have immediate access to it and all of the extended readings and all of the channel perks. Think about it. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so that you know when I upload your favorite content. Sagittarius content comes out every single Tuesday at 8 a.m. Pacific time. Okay. Oh, also, I have a second YouTube channel called Astrology Motivation where I go live Monday through Friday. You can live chat with me. So I hope to see you guys over there too. What is this little tidbit of advice? Well, let's go through the astrology just a second. Yes, I have some cards in front of me. Ooh la la. I'll tell you what they mean. Well, okay. Jupiter is in opposite. Jupiter is your ruling dignitary. Jupiter is in opposition to Mercury, which isn't bad. Oppositions are usually challenges, but Jupiter is just like, listen, it's like your thoughts are going everywhere at once, as well as many ideas are coming to you all at the same time. And we talked about this last week because it actually started last week. It's just going through this week too, where it's going to be harder to make up your mind about things. You could be just getting inspiration and ideas like so quickly. Write them down. And help like the ones that last, not the ones that like let them go through your mind, but the ones that stick with those. Those are the really helpful ones. But then there's also in the beginning of the week, at least, there's a trine to Mars. There's a sextile to Mars, and Mars is trine to Mercury. So there's this beautiful something like that. Let me I know I'm completely inverting the chart in my brain. So I apologize. But ultimately, this connection to Mars is excruciatingly beneficial to you. So in other words, you have this boost of being able to think outside the box and have these wonderful ideas and have these opportunities with just like coming up with shit. Just be able to focus and you'll be good. But this is the thing. Toward the end of the week, there will be a square to Uranus between a Jupiter-Uranus semi-square. It's a semi-square. Now that could mean, well, that definitely means that there are changes that are happening, and they could be good or they could be bad. So what I really want you to do is focus on slowing your roll. Slow shit down. Seriously. It is so imperative for you to like legit Matrix style this week. If as slow as you can, because your mind's going to want to run a mile a minute with that opposition. And you're going to want to quickly jump into making decisions because things look so good, especially in the beginning of the week with that really favorable aspect that I can't remember to Mars. You're going to want to jump on stuff, but you may jump too quickly and it may look too good. And that's why I want you guys to do Matrix style, like slow everything down so you can see it very clearly. And it will be a challenge for you. Later in the week, that opposition to Mercury and then that square, that semi-square to Uranus is going to make it very challenging for you to slow down. But the challenges that we face in life are the things that make us better. They make our lives better. They make who we are better. And if you could be like reaching out at everything, oh my God, everything is happening so quickly and it's also awesome. Slow it the fuck down, because you may grab things or make decisions that are actually too quick for you and burn out your favorable energy, as opposed to really let it be like let it fuel you and see things through. So please, 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 the secret to success this week is slow it the fuck down. And as much as you want to jump at things, get a second opinion if you need to. Get somebody else who can be objective. Just have somebody to go over ideas, like bounce them off of. This is so imperative for you this week because it could be such a beautiful week of absolute leaps forward if you can focus your energy and calm your mind enough to make rational decisions instead of jumping at shit just because it sounds good, because this could be a too good to be true, or oh look, I have all these options, and just don't assume that all the options are going to be number one, that all the options are created equal, because they're not, or that all the options are going to stay around forever. So you really want to be able to field these options and know which are the best ones, which are the ones to keep, and which are the ones to let go. So just breathing, I mean, getting into your breath, grounding yourself. Actually, I will say I would recommend for you this week, not so much breathing, because breathing will fuel the fire, but grounding through earth. It's almost like, it's the reason why we surround a fire that we light for camp, like a campfire. We surround it with rocks and dirt or sand. It's really important, because that will help to contain the very explosive and energetic energy so that you can actually direct it and stay in control of it. So grounding is walking barefoot in the sand, walking in the dirt, legitimately connecting with the earth so that it can take away any of those like the too much kind of aspects that could be challenging you this week. Okay, so let's get into the cards. Trust the magic, and then bring your ideas to life. So this is a time for new beginnings and for you to get to work on new ideas. It's a beginning. And that's what I want to highlight to you big time. Sagittarius, this is the start. It's not the end, it's not the finish, it's not the conclusion. You're not there yet. You're starting off, and if you rush it, you will skim over a lot of details that actually have to be addressed. So be sure, even though you're not going to want to, be sure you are pedantic about things. This is Virgo season. It's a very challenging energy for you, to say the least, because Virgo is very detail-oriented, very kind of small-minded, in that it pays attention to detailed things, and it only goes one step at a time, and you just like to pay attention to everything and let somebody else handle the details. But this is going to really behoove you to live up to the challenge, and let the challenge teach you a lesson this week, which is patience and practicality. Names of the game right now. Bring your ideas to life. I don't see that these two things are not going to happen, right? And there's some huge breakthrough idea that you're just getting, and it's divine intervention. Now with 6-6 here, this could also reflect love, a connection, a love connection, or so all of a sudden there's a spark. That could also mean that you guys are meeting somebody new, or have an opportunity, a new chance, something brand new that you have to look at and face and start. Whether you've chosen it or not, it's there, and you have to trust that it's correct. This spark that happens, it is correct, and it may I don't know. Let's go deeper into this. Whether it's good or bad, you let me know in the comments below. I want to know this. There will be a spark. Is it good? Does it feel good? Is it good or bad? This seems like no place like home. You guys don't really want to do shit. You may be in the modality of just like, well, I would rather just stay home and not try anything. Chop wood, working close to home. It could mean working on your relationship, working on the actual structure of your house, or just a sense of something that is working close to home, or staying like internal. Staying internal, which means that this is giving it a whole different twist, the astrology a whole different twist. You might actually be challenged to actually take action this week, because you just want to sort of confine yourself. But the thing is this, you do have a lot of work to do, maybe on your family or on your house itself. And this is actually like, trust that, go with that. Like if you're having different ideas, remodeling, renovation, that could be a good way to let your fire go, let your creativity go, but also keep it contained in the home, which is very like earthbound, right? Structured, poised. It's like you're preparing for something, and I would like to know what you're preparing for. But it's like you're getting something ready. It's like you want to bring something up to standard. you're getting prepared for something. What are you getting prepared for? What's Sagittarius getting prepared for? What is Sagittarius getting victory? Ace of Swords is almost like, yeah, you can, it's like you can finally start to take action on, there's a change in your life, a huge dynamic change, because it's like, it's almost like you're working on space clearing and getting something prepared so that you feel you're ready for the next phase of your life, this next big change. And it's clear. It's almost like the way is clear, the path is clear, and that may be why you want to jump into something, like you want to just like go after it because it's so clear. But you don't have to jump at something that is guaranteed. You can take your time to go, like it's almost like I keep hearing, if you know anything about cars, detailing. It's time for a detail. It's like an overhaul to prepare something, maybe to move on to its next step, or this is your prep to move on to your next step. But you do know that your world is changing. You might actually be moving too. Maybe you're actually going to travel. Let's get the moon cards. Adjustments are required. What the hell does that mean? Something unexpected happened. That's what it is. It's like something shocked you. You didn't expect to get like this dropped into your lap, and you're trying to accommodate, but there's so many things at home that you need to work on and still fix up and still cleaned up. Let me tell you something, that you are ready. Don't let yourself get held up in the details. Maybe that's the real message, is don't let yourself get bogged down by all the fucking details, because the bottom line is this happened to you so that you would take your next step. And you are ready to go on and take and level up and take and go and just, maybe it is just jump into something. Even though the astrology is saying, I feel like in some ways, okay, there's defeat here. Something happened that was inevitable. What was this? Adjustments are required. So something was taken from you, or something got fucked up unexpectedly, which is why you have to adjust. You thought that you thought you were prepared, but it's almost like you had to take a quick left turn. Right? How are you going to handle the challenges that are put in front of you? Are you going to sit still? Are you going to run? Or are you going to fight? It's up to you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that any is the correct way. You do have to deal with it, because there has been a loss or an attack or a challenge that all of a sudden has been sprung on you. It could mean that you have more work to do. Dig down. Roll up your sleeves. But don't lose sight of what's on the other side and what you were planning to do. It just doesn't, it may not be with the same people. It may not look the same, but it is the same goal. It is what you were meant for. It's just, how do I get there now? Who am I going with now? That's a really necessary question to ask. Let's ask the cards. How are they getting there, and who are they getting there with? Unfinished symphony. Okay. It's almost like God is asking you to move on before you're ready. And I don't know why, but you're being watched. You're being watched over. You're being protected. And the truth is, it's not over yet. But you have, in order to complete it, you have to complete it. You have to follow through. It's like finishing a race after you've lost your racing partner, right? Or someone dropped out, but you have to take up the torch and you have to carry it, right? You're ready. You can do this. but it's almost like you're trying to get things, like you're cleaning something up because all of a sudden something struck you, something new that you weren't anticipating or expecting, which means that you have to sort of, adjustments are required. You have to change your modality and how you're going to get there, but I don't think where you're headed has changed at all. Now, we talk about this a lot on this channel. This is about learning how to improvise. Set your goals, but don't set your plans. Do not plan how you're going to get somewhere. Set your goals and then improvise. Really, Sagittarius, you have not been asked to give up. You have not been denied what your heart desires. But there are some boulders that have been thrown in your road to teach you how to be strong, especially in your faith, and how to work those muscles to teach you, okay, how do I get over these boulders? How do I not stop? This is a chance to dig down deep and not let yourself stop just because things have gotten difficult, challenging, inconvenient, or discouraging. Like, how do I see my way through the discouragement? You're being protected. You're being watched over. And I feel like something happened on the new moon where it set your sights on something. There was something that was really like, I don't know, something. Okay, what is this something? Please clarify. What is this something for Sagittarius? Defensiveness? Somebody's protecting you. You just don't realize it. Or maybe this was it. You were being protected, but you just didn't understand it. Or there isn't enough information for you to make a decision. So take a step back and just observe for a while. Like, get more information. And then we have the 8 of Wands. It feels like, in some ways, it feels like you feel like you've been abandoned. Let me know, because this story keeps getting thicker and deeper and more complex. Yeah, something sideswiped you. And so now it's almost like dealing with the shock. And you really feel alone or abandoned or like completely out of sorts. You could be struggling a lot too with fears or maybe an actual mental disorder, that could be, but it's definitely like you're struggling with your thoughts now because something sideswiped you. Okay, so what do you want Sagittarius to do? I think that's a fair question, God. What do you want Sagittarius to do? Eight of Wands. It's almost like that doesn't make any sense. It's like push through or be open. God wants you to be open and receptive to the opportunities that are still there for you, because there are opportunities still there for you. Even though the ones that you expected might have gotten cut off, there are still opportunities coming at you, and they're coming at you quickly. But what if they're not ready to consider anything? What if Sagittarius isn't ready to consider anything? What if Sagittarius isn't ready to... No, it's not this deck. Like, what do you want them to do? It's in reverse. Atlantis is in reverse. You could be having technical difficulties or technical issues, especially in opposition to Mercury. I don't know when Mercury goes retrograde too. There's a sense of like technology shutting down, technology not working. That could be what stopped you. Aquarius energy though is friends. Something. So it's almost like if nothing makes sense, it's from the help of others and the how much people love you, they will help you. It's your community and your sense of community and your sense of giving. It's not about technology. This is, okay, so what it's saying to me is there's something here with the relationship, the aspect to Uranus, because this is Aquarian or Uranian energy. So it's almost like it's almost like not a thought process, it's a togetherness process. It's not about like coming up with a strategy or even taking in information. It's a sense of, it's almost like you're cutting yourself off maybe. It seems like there's a lot of information coming at you, but it's like you're cutting yourself off. You maybe even be shutting off social media and different kinds of technology because it seems like it's coming at you too much and you're shutting down. But I don't see, okay, is that what they're, I don't know if this is what you're supposed to do or what you are doing. So, but why is Sagittarius doing that? Why, what do you want them to do? De-stress your mind, body, and schedule as you need to rest, recharge, and revive. Okay, so that's clear. That's what God wants you to do. They're slowing you down and saying, yeah, give yourself a break from shit because it's too much for you and you're not going to be able to handle this all at once, which is what the astrology supports. Things coming at you all at once, a shit ton of communications all at once. It's too much. Shut it down if you need to. Absolutely. And then pace yourself. And then value your self-worth. You are God's precious gem. So you are valued and you are, it's almost like you are valued. People are showing you value, but it's hitting you too quickly. It's almost like too much love is too much. Like too much support is too much. Too much fortune sometimes. It's hitting you all at once and it feels like too much. Shut it the fuck down. Slow it the fuck down. Let's see how this impacts the different aspects of your life. Link is below. I'll see you guys there.